Hello, everybody.
Good morning.
It's Monday morning. It's 11 o'clock Pacific time. We're here Monday morning with Merle and Patti. Woohoo!
Where we talk about all things relationships and all kinds of relationships. And today we're going to talk about space and a lack thereof. Living in a space with somebody who you're in a relationship, your husband, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, lover, or even just roommate space. Because in these modern times, a lot of people living with maybe more people than they want to be living with. Apartments are expensive and families move in together and just roommates move in together. And how do we keep our individuality and how do we keep our own space?
And how do we keep our own space someplace? Well, it seems to me growing up, what my parents did, everybody's own space was the bathroom. It's the one place nobody could interrupt them. So if all else fails, it's a good place to start.
So everybody, I hope you have one bathroom, 17 people, but take turns.
Hey, today people have bathrooms for every one or two people, but we had one bathroom and there were, all four of us. And we managed. And everybody had their private space. The same place.
But if the bathroom isn't what suits your fancy at times, or you just need this little place where you can just get on your own, sometimes no matter how you like the people you live with, you just want to be alone. And I have found that if you have space to have separate spaces, that's great. Your office here, your husband's man cave, your wife's she shed, or whatever that is. But we don't always have that luxury. So I've seen people with the tiniest of... Just breathe. She's going to pat her back. She's going to come back. She's back. I have seen people with the tiniest of single apartments and okay, this corner over here, this one little stool, this one little chair. When I go over here, this is my time. I might read, I might meditate, I might just sit and vegetate. But this is that kind of set it up that when you're doing that, that's your space and don't come talk to me.
So what do you do about somebody that says that he's having a relationship with this woman and the woman moves in and everything's fine? It's not like that they're having a difficulty with the relationship, but the one thing that drives him crazy is that he's accountable. There's so little space that he can't leave his apartment without her knowing. And if he's leaving, then she says, so where are you going? And he's not used to that. He's used to, I'm going out for the evening, or I'm just going to get some cigarettes, or I'm going food shopping, or whatever. And it's really hard to be accountable to somebody else.
Right.
So, and he sees it as his apartment is just too small. What do you think?
I think, again, that's where you need to set up parameters. If there is boundaries and parameters, then you don't have to worry about, do I have to tell her or not have to tell her? I mean, maybe he just needs to compromise and go a little bit, I'm going out for a while. Maybe if he feels his privacy is being invaded, that's all he needs. Or he needs to talk to her about that it bothers him a little. Or, it's like, I'm going to leave a little note if you're worried about that. Or just learn to say, I'm going out for a while.
Well, I think some relationships may be best with separate apartments. Everybody doesn't have to live together.
That's true.
So there's that. And I know people that have relationships that are somewhat romantic or whatever, and it's separate. They have their own living space, and that can work out really quite fine. Who was it that had, I think there's a couple of famous husband and wives that have separate living quarters.
Yeah, I know a lot of people actually who have separate bedrooms. Not that they don't sleep together or want to sleep together, but again, that's just the way they created their private space and private area. My husband and I have my office, even though it's a walk-through office, but that's kind of my little world. And Kerry has his music room, the drum room, which really is off on its own world. If he's in there, that's his private time. But again, when you don't have that luxury, what you have to do is create with the best you can. Even if it's, a 2-foot square in the corner of your counter, I'm going to sit at the kitchen table. So long as there's communication about it, whether, again, you're coming in or you're coming out, or you don't want people to know when you're going to be home, or you feel it's being, just communicate, and then everything will be okay.
Sometimes people put do not disturb. So if they have an office or something, because just because you have your own place doesn't mean people can't come in and ask you questions and bother you and whatever. And especially with families, with young kids, it's really hard to stop kids. But if you close the door and put do not disturb, you can train your partner, your kids, that this time is do not disturb.
Just like a hotel. Come in, don't come in. Clean the room, don't clean the room.
I think the other thing, too, is that if you want ultimate freedom and ultimate privacy, you need to live alone. I mean, let's deal with it. As soon as you introduce somebody else into your life, even just into your life, let alone into your space, there's a give and take. Two people there's a different vibe. There's a different vibe when someone else is there. You love the company, but they're a pain in the neck to account to. They leave stuff around. We all know about people that leave stuff around. And it's an effort. It actually is an effort and a job to have a relationship, regardless of whether you're living together or not. It really is an effort. And I think people think, oh, it's just the same as me being totally free. I'm just adding this extra person when I want to fit them into my life. No, it's not like that. Because I want to fit you into my life, only maybe at different times. So it takes not just tremendous communication, but also a sense of compromise, a sense of, what does it take to live together?
And one thing that what works for me versus if you see something coming on, like you're maybe a little agitated and you're not having your space, make up magic words. Make up magic words that mean nothing to anybody but the two of you. Hippopotamus means, I'm kind of cranky today, give me some space. I'm a hippopotamus today, honey, just letting you know. Number one, it breaks it from being I'm in a bad mood and leave me alone. You could have your very own language. You could have all sorts of words that mean all sorts of things. And it adds to that communication, and it breaks it from becoming into something. So
what it also does is that it says, I'm cranky. It's not blaming him. It's, okay, I own it. I'm cranky. So leave me alone.
Magic words do a lot. My husband and I, we have tandem parking at our house, which we just knew was going to be a hassle because we both come and go 1,000 times a day. And instead of going, oh, could you move the car? Can you move the car? So we decided to call it the car dance. Do you want to dance? Which again, it's doing the same tedious, but it's much better perception going, want to dance? Can we dance now? Like, do you have time? So just the change of a word to car dance versus can we flip up the car makes you feel better about it. And how we feel about everything changes everything. And that's what we can control.
And that's a space issue.
Yeah.
So, it's an outside space issue, but it's a space issue. And you've done it by creating magical words or fun words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what's interesting is when you do create fun words, it does change whatever is going on inside of you, from cranky to possibly cranky.
But you could lighten me up because the word is so ridiculous. You're coming up with,
right.
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious or something that just takes away the tension right there.
Spell it.
Spell it out. You know, or even I knew one couple had a little bitty place. They each had just a towel, a little towel that they would bring out, her red towel and his green towel, that when they put the towel, it's like, even with sitting, I'm going to sit on the floor on my towel means this is, leave me alone.
Oh,
a little, like you do with a little scarf, a little something you throw over your shoulder. This is, I just need some personal space right now. It's not about you. I'm not avoiding you. No, I'm not mad at you. I'm just sitting on my red towel, which means...
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
What's nice about that is that it's portable. Yeah. What's nice about that is that you don't need X amount of space. You don't need X amount of rooms. You just, wherever you are.
Right.
That's...
And you can throw it over their head and smother them if they don't obey. Right. I always like a flag system: red flag, white flag, yellow flag.
I like having a plan B.
A plan B, yeah. If they don't listen, I can hit you with it. You know, the towel slap. So, do you guys have any good? Have any good suggestions or ideas that have worked for you to be able to create some space, or your lack of space? How it's
how it's affecting your relationship. Have we missed something? It's hard to believe that we've missed anything, Patti. We're so
ever. And also, again, we want this to be really interactive. Tell us things you want us to talk about in different weeks. This was a direct request from somebody who asked us, how do we talk about when there's not enough space in your home? So we'll talk about whatever you want us to. So any confusions, questions, thoughts?
And if not now, just write it down for later. We actually read your comments. And so that's good. And I didn't look to see what our topic was for next week.
But it's good.
It's
whatever it is.
And it was a request.
It was a request. So please tune in next week at 11 a.m. Pacific time, and whatever time wherever you live. You can catch this later on podcast, so invite your friends if there's anything you like about it to share with them. Send us requests, send us comments. You could also find me at pattinegri.com, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, every version at Patti Negri, patti.negri. You can get to everything from my website. I just had a brand new newsletter came out yesterday. Really simple techniques to clear your own home, apartment, or space, which also goes hand in hand with creating space, having a good energy in your space. So you could get that for free on my website or my Patti Negri Psychic Medium Facebook page. And where can folks find you, Miss Merle?
I forget. You can find me at relationshipmiracleworker.com. Of course, you can find me on Facebook because you found me on Facebook. You can also like my professional page, Merle M. Singer. I'm also on Instagram. I'm also on Twitter. I'm also on LinkedIn. Is that it?
And your book.
And my book, which I don't have immediately available to me. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Remember, Cracking the Relationship Code, the key to happy relationships at home and at work. So get it at just at Amazon. Put in Merle M. Singer, Cracking the Relationship Code, and then read it. And then, if you really like it, which I'm sure you will, give me a good, what do you call it?
Review.
And if you didn't like it, just...
don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
But it's a great book.
You can send me an email.
Hi, Pasquale. Hi, Elena.
Yes. And Robin, I'm good. I live by myself. I think that's a great option to have. I know some people that live by themselves. They're happy. They have nephews if they want kids. They have friends if they want family. And friends are the family that you've picked. So they're usually really pretty good. So that's it.
So love your space, love yourself, communicate. All will be well.
Amen.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.